I did the one.
I fixed mine or added the one Patreon.
Yeah. See if we're the only ones in this party.
Oh, there's 6.
Yeah.
Here, I'll fix
Poor
the
souls. Yeah.
Hopefully somebody will tell us how we sound.
I was gonna say Mark must not be here because there's no, initial message.
Normally he's chatting before we ever come live.
Well, and especially the like, okay, things are actually running. We see you message that is always like, oh no, are we good or not? Hey, Grizzly. As good as we can, yeah. So there's a website called Hackaday. I think it's hackaday.io or hackaday.com. I don't remember which, but they have an article today about wire lacing, like better than zip ties. You can lace your wires. And I was like, oh man, that's a total Grizzly thing. He's like doing the real like tying and lacing and all this like fancy stuff. So
nice. Prescott. Hey, Prescott Fire.
Do they say Prescott? I thought it was, or is he? Yeah, I think it's Prescott. Well, that's what I said. Who knows? Yeah.
A lot of people in South Georgia pronounce Jordan. They pronounce it Jordan.
Jordan?
As if it were Jer. And that, to the point where I want to say, you're not saying that right.
Got to figure out how to add extra syllables wherever possible.
Prescott. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prescott. So I did sound wrong whenever I say it. Yeah.
And where I grew up, my name was a 1-syllable name.
Brian.
Bran.
Bran.
B-R-A-N.
Oh,
Brian. Okay.
Just Brian.
Leave it to the Southerners where it should be 2 syllables. They'll put 1, but when there's 1, they'll put 2.
Exactly. It's just merely an act of defiance.
Well, it's like the British taking the R out of the middle of a word and adding it to the end of other words. So Madonna. Yeah.
You know what? My mom did that. Anything with an A on the end of it, she would put an R.
That's funny.
Sofa. Idea.
Oh yeah. I always just wonder when people have affects like that. It's kind of like, do you hear yourself? You're adding things to it. It's different now. Why would you?
You're doing extra work here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Nathan Ballard, I wasn't thinking that until now that you've mentioned it. Now I'm not going to be able to get away from it. Thank you for that.
This is good pre-show content. Gotta keep with that tradition of things that get us banned on the pre-show. Yeah. Yeah. And BitShifter's here. Nice. Yeah. All right.
What do you say? We ready to kick it off?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Welcome to the Midlife Pilot Podcast. We are glad you're with us. What is it like to become a pilot in your 40s and 50s? The challenges are unique for those of us in midlife, but so are the rewards. Hosts Ben, Brian, and Ted talk learning to fly, growing as pilots, and the joy of flying to destinations. The purpose of the podcast is not to teach, but to share knowledge and experiences of being a midlife pilot. Join the Midlife Pilot community and listen in every week. We are not CFIs or particularly intelligent, so if you want to learn how to fly, talk to anyone else other than the hosts of a podcast. Even this intro was too challenging for us, and we used a robot to do it. Okay, checklists are complete. Let's get the show started.
Hello, and welcome to episode 76 of the Midlife Pilot Podcast, where we talk all things flying and aviation in midlife. My name is Ben. I am a commercial rated pilot living here in the Atlanta metro area, flying a Cessna 182 we call the Beast. Joining us tonight, as always, we have Brian, a private pilot in Nashville, with a tailwheel endorsement.
Endorsement it is.
Endorsement. Home of the Bachelorette, Super Charlie. He flying a Cherokee 180 named Lucy. Hey, Brian.
How's it going, Ben? Have you ever thought about how your name is past tense?
Yes.
There's-
Yes, that is not the first time that's come up in my life.
Okay.
It has been.
You're saying it has come up before in the past.
It has.
Okay. How you doing? How you doing? I know it's been a rough day for you.
A little tough day, but it's okay. I'm with my friends.
Yeah.
Joining us tonight as well from the left coast, where I just came back from, the west coast, sport pilot extraordinaire, our friend Ted from Portland, flying the CTLS we call the Egg. Hey, Ted.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I don't want to ever hear any more Portlandians complain about how gray and cloudy and rainy it is there the whole time. Brian, I was out there. I never saw one cloud. It was 75 for the high, 60 for the low. It was perfect. So don't let them tell you anything else.
No, it's funny. Like when I lived in Seattle, I remember many years ago, I lived in Seattle for a few years, and it was, and I got out there in about this time of year, and I thought, this is great, because the summer there is the most glorious possible summer incarnate, especially if you grew up in the South like I did and we did. I mean, I remember I rented a house, and then the landlord was showing us the house, and they were showing us how to open these windows in this house and everything. And I was like, "There's no screens," and they're like, "Yeah, you don't need those here."
Yeah.
We had a guy at our group last week who just moved just outside of downtown Portland, and he's like, and he moved from the southeast, and he goes, "Yeah, but it doesn't have AC," which apparently I guess a lot of houses up there don't have central air. Is that correct, Ted?
Historically, very few houses had AC here. Over the last 40 years, it's changed, especially the last 10 years. So, yeah. But the thing is, people visit and they come in the middle of the summer and
Yeah.
stay in an Airbnb